Hello there, hobby homies. We're back again. It's my Saturday, so got another box of magic we gonna bust open for you. Got that brand new Gathering Theros Beyond Death. Crack that open for you and see what we get. Before I grab that box, though, I just wanted to say I am now on Twitter. You can follow me at Hobby Homie. Keep up to date with what all the hobby homies up to. Linking videos, telling you what I'm doing, what's next. Enough chit chat. Let me grab that box and we will get started. All right, we're back. We got this box here, brand new. Picked them up yesterday. Still in the plastic. Let me grab my cake cutter and we'll go 32 on this box. Get your hands on it. There it is. All right. Picked up like 4 boxes of these, so you'll be opening them for a while. I'm just opening one right now. I don't have time to do all of them. All right, let's see what pack number 1 brings. Well, I put them on top. Look at that. Ashiok Nightmare Muse. Legendary Planeswalker. Create a 2/3 blue and black nightmare creature token. Whenever this creature attacks or blocks, each opponent exiles the top 2 cards of their library. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, then that player exiles a card from their hand. You may cast up to 3 face-up cards your opponents own from exile without paying their mana cost. Riptide Turtle, Unknown Shores, a Flicker of Fate, let's see what number 2 gives us. Come on. Look at me, already struggling. Goat. Archon of Sun's Grace. Creature Archon. Flying Lifelink. Pegasus creatures you control have lifelink. Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white Pegasus creature token with flying. Rise to Glory. Let's see. Vexing Goal. Return to Nature. That's pretty cool looking. That's not good. Kill him. Perforus, Bronze Blooded. Legendary enchantment creature, God, indestructible. As long as your devotion to red is less than 5, Perforus isn't a creature. Other creatures you control have haste. You may put a red creature card or an artifact creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. It's got the shine on it too. That's some precious right there. Timer It Calls the Dead. As this saga enters, and after your draw step, add a lore counter, sacrifice after 3. Put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard, then you may exile a creature or enchantment card from your graveyard. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. You gain X life and scry X, where X is the number of zombies you control. A lot going on that one. Omen of the Sun, Temple Thief, Plummet. Let's see if we can open this one. That is not good for me. Well, I guess we're doing it that way. Just have them open the way I know what I'm doing. Temple of Malice. Black or red. Inevitable End. Traveler's Hamlet. Soul Reaper. Fruit of Tezaris. Ox of Agonus. When Ox of Agonus enters the battlefield, discard your hand, then draw 3 cards. Escape. Exile 8 other cards from your graveyard. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its escape cost. Ox of Agonus escapes with a +1/+1 counter on it. Impending Doom, Arena Trickster, Infuriate. The first Arone games. Create a 1/1 soldier human soldier. Create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw 2 cards. Create a god token. Mirror Shield. Hero of the Games. Vexing Gold. Omen of the Dead. Man, I don't like that at all. Idyllic Tutor. Search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. You are loved, child. Unknown Shores. Revoke Existence. Myers Grasp. What's that, a Lion Man? Moss Viper. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, is it? Stinging Lionfish. Shimmer. Elspeth Conquers Death. Exile target permanent and opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or greater. Non-creature spells your opponent casts cost 2 more to cast until your next turn. Return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a +1/+1 counter or a loyalty counter on it. Flummox Cyclops. Flicker of Fate. Another little Underworld Breach. Each non-land card in your graveyard has escape. The escape cost is equal to the card's mana cost plus exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. You may cast cards from your graveyard for their escape cost. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice Underworld Breach. Captivating Unicorn. I still haven't got my boxing off the rack yet. I'm not very happy about that. Dude's tired of me asking about him all the time. Kenoros, Hound of Athreos. Vigilance, Menace, Lifelink. Creature cards in graveyards can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast spells from graveyards. 3 sharp barks announce an attempt to escape the underworld. 3 sharp bites end it. A pretty scary looking dog. Another shimmer. Looking for that precious. Heliod's Intervention. Choose 1. Destroy X target artifacts and or enchantments. Target player gains twice X life. Tectonic Giant. Whenever Tectonic Giant attacks or becomes the target of a spell an opponent controls, choose 1. Tectonic Giant deals 3 damage to each opponent. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Choose 1 of them. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Glory Bitters. Bronze Sword. Thrix, the Sudden Storm, legendary creature, elemental giant, flash, flying. Spells you cast with converted mana cost 5 or greater, cost 1 less to cast and can't be countered. Clean the dust. Thirst for me. Scavenging Harpy. Oh, Harpy. Heliod's Intervention. Pretty sure I got that already. Devour a Memory. Omen of the Sea. Another Moss Viper. Temple of Deceit. It's got the precious on it too. A lot of shine. Nalia's Intervention. Search your library for up to X land cards, reveal them, put them in your hand, and shuffle your library. Nalia's Intervention deals twice X damage to each creature with flying. Warp and Flames, Hero of the Pride, Omen of the Dead, Rambling Sentry. Storm's Wrath. Storm's Wrath deals 4 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. enigmatic incarnation at the beginning of your end step. I'll learn how to read here today sometime. You may sacrifice another enchantment. If you do, search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrificed enchantment's converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield and shuffle your library. Final Flare, Home of the Sea. Man, I just don't like that pair strip right there. Wave Break Hippocamp. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, draw a card. Final Death. Omen of the Dead. Funeral Rites. This little shimmer. Temple of Plenty. Riptide Turtle. Seen it before. Another Moss Viper. Ashiok's Eraser. Flash. When an Ashiok's Eraser enters the battlefield, exile target spell. Your opponents can't cast spells with the same name as the exiled card. When Ashiok's Eraser leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to its owner's hand. Bling bling. Nightmare Shepherd. Flying. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's 1/1 and it's a nightmare in addition to its other types. Something different. I don't know what those are. I'll have to go through and figure that out. Ooh. Woe Strider. When Woe Strider enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 white goat creature token. Sacrifice another creature, scry 1. Escape. Exile 4 other cards from your graveyard. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its escape cost. Woe Strider escapes with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Whoa. Gravebreaker Lamia. Enchantment creature, Snake Lamia. Lifelink. When Gravebreaker Lamia enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, put it in your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 1 less to cast. Minions return. Scary. Arasta of the Endless Web. Reach. Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. Destiny Spinner. Omen of the Sun. Heliod's Sun Crowned. Indestructible. As long as your devotion to white is less than 5, Heliod isn't a creature. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control. Another target creature gains lifelink until end of turn. Bronze sword. Thassa's Oracle. When Thassa's Oracle enters the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is your devotion of blue. Put up to one of them on top of your library and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If X is greater than or equal to the number of cards in your library, you win the game. Sweet Oblivion. Memory Drain. There's a little bit of foil. Tarnika Acroian Veteran. Whenever she or he attacks, untap another target creature you control. Until end of turn, that creature has base power and toughness 4/4 and gains indestructible. That's pretty cool. Another Harpy. Thassa's Intervention. Choose one. Look at the top X cards of your library. Put up to 2 of them in your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Counter target spell unless its controller pays twice. I bring a flood that nothing can withstand. Traveler's Amulet. Moth Viper. Gold. Shadow Spear. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has trample and lifelink. Permanents your opponent control lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Blessed by the sun. Omen of the sea. Gift of strength. I almost went old school on it. Almost tried to tear it the other way. Treacherous Blessing. When Treacherous Blessing enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. Whenever you cast a spell, you lose 1 life. When Treacherous Blessing becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. Discordant Piper. A lot of foil in this, it seems like. Dalakos, Crafter of Wonders. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. Equipped creatures you control have flying and haste. Another one of the dark cards. Bronze-Hide Lion. Bronze-Hide Lion gains indestructible until end of turn. When Bronze-Hide Lion dies, return it to the battlefield. It's an aura enchantment with enchant creature you control and green mana, white mana. Enchanted creature gains indestructible until end of turn and it loses all other abilities. Temple of Abandon. Another bronze sword. Work with me. A little Shimmer Swamp. Euro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. When Euro enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless it escaped. Whenever Euro enters the battlefield or attacks, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Escape. Exile 5 other cards from your graveyard. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its escape cost. Field of Ruin. Come on. Phoenix of Ash, creature. Phoenix, flying haste. Phoenix of Ash gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Escape. Exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. You may cast a card from your graveyard for its escape cost. Phoenix of Ash escapes with a +1/+1 counter on it. Sleep of the Dead. Mantle of the Wolf. Enchanted creature gets +4/+4. When Mantle of the Wolf is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create 2 2/2 green wolf creature tokens. Last pack, and then I've got the little promo pack that came with it. I'll open that too. Ephemia of Cacophony. Flying at the beginning of your end step, you may exile an enchantment card from your graveyard. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. And this came with it. I'll never get this open, my luck. That opened a lot easier. Theros, Shroud Veiled. It's got some shine. Indestructible as long as your devotion to white and black is less than 7. Athreos isn't a creature. At the beginning of your end step, put a coin counter on another target creature. Whenever a creature with a coin counter on it dies or is put into exile, return that card to the battlefield under your control. And then a little shiny, not even shiny, it's just regular. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. You like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe. And once again, I'm on Twitter at Homie Hobby. Give me a follow. Stay up to date. Thanks for watching. I'm out.